Hey, what is going on, gamers? It is Sneaky Flamingo back with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about quick play, some tips and tricks that will help you better survive and ultimately come out with that free hunter. So let's just jump right into a game and get started. So right away when the game starts, go ahead and use your DARKSITE to find out where the closest clues are. Ultimately, you want to plan out your moves to be the first one to get all 4 clues. Now I know some players prefer not to be the first one to get all 4 clues and would rather hunt the person who does, but I will say that's not the best strategy and you have better success being the first one to get all 4 clues. So really planning out your moves and moving quickly will ultimately be the best strategy. For my personal playstyle, I don't mind being loud on the map and letting other players know where I'm at. Ultimately, you got to kill everybody on the map anyway and be the last one to survive or let that time run out. But I'd rather get in gun battles and make the game a little bit more fun along the way. So one quick tip if you haven't figured it out by now, if the clue is red or making a ghostly sort of noise, that means a player is nearby. And you should have your head on a swivel, making sure to kill that hunter before you do grab the clue. As you're making your way and picking up the clues, you want to constantly be looking for the loadout that you're seeking and grab additional loot along the way. I personally prefer dual pistols with a medium-sized rifle, and I'm constantly looking for those weapons as I'm picking up those clues and making my way through the map. Now that doesn't mean that loadout will work best for you. In quick play, you'll often see a lot of people pick up shotguns because most of the battles occur in close quarters. So shotguns are not a bad idea, especially for quick play. If you have a full inventory of loot, make sure you know which items that you prefer and make the correct trades so that way you're best prepared for the battles that are yet to come. If a player is shooting at you and you can't quite pinpoint their location, don't just charge in head first because ultimately they have the advantage on you. The best idea is to run in the direction away from that player, reset the stage, and be prepared to fight. Listening for sound cues is an essential part of this game. From clanking chains to broken glass to aggro creatures, make sure you know all of these sound cues and the distance away from you. That way you can get a better idea of where your opponents are at. One thing I can't stress enough is knowing your hotkeys. I know this may sound simple, but having a hotkey for each item in your inventory is much better than fumbling through your scroll wheel. When I was a newer player, I used the scroll wheel for my inventory items, and I can't tell you how many times I took out the wrong item in the heat of battle, and this ultimately got me killed. So if you're one of those players that uses the scroll wheel, I want you to open up your game, set a hotkey for each inventory item, and this will 100% make you a better player. A.B.M. Always be moving. I can't stress this enough, especially when you're looking through windows or you know that there's enemies nearby. Always be moving. Even when you're ADSing, never stand still. If you're in a long gun battle with an opponent, the best thing to do is not stay in that same location. Reposition yourself, give yourself a new vantage point, and make yourself less predictable to your opponent. If somebody grabs all 4 clues before you and activates the wellspring, start making your way over cautiously. Don't rush in, you have plenty of time. Do not become impatient at this point. When you get close enough to your opponent who has activated the wellspring, don't continue to use DARKSITE in close proximity. They can hear this as a sound cue. The best thing to do is to get close and listen to your own sound cues and plan out your strategy to kill your opponent. Using crouch walk at this point of the game is often an effective strategy, but be mindful of where other hunters might be because this can make you a sitting duck. Use crouch walk at your discretion. If you end up activating the wellspring, seeking out a building and familiarizing yourself with that building will be your best bet. Know the exit points, use bear traps, and concertina wire if you have it to your advantage in order to win the game. One thing that you can effectively do in Hunt Showdown is wallbang. If you shot your opponent and then they dip behind a wall or building, give a few rounds of where you think that they might be. I can't tell you how many times I've killed an opponent and left them scratching their heads. It may seem like something so simple, but closing all the doors in your building will give you an advantage. You'll be able to hear those opponents approaching and listen for those doors opening so that you know exactly where they're coming from. So depending on your playstyle, you can either at this point in the game be aggressive and kill all your opponents, but in this case I elected to make some distance between myself and my enemy and let that timer run out at the top left. So quick play is not only a fun solo mode, but if you end up surviving in quick play, you can use that hunter in bounty play. Just make sure to grab the traits that you want, and you can use this hunter at a later time. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and hopefully learn a thing or two. If you took anything away from this video, please consider hitting that like. It definitely helps out the channel. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave those below. And also, feel free to pop in on my live stream on Twitch. That link is in the description. I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you guys in the next video.